Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to unpack the massive structural shift happening in corporate AI as of August 2026. If you've been following the tech space lately, you know that artificial intelligence has fundamentally burst out of the research labs and straight into everyday enterprise workflows. But, with that integration comes a staggering level of risk that, quite frankly, most companies are completely unprepared for. To really understand the urgency behind this shift, you just need to let one number sink in for a second. 35 million euros. That is the maximum potential fine under the new EU AI Act that just went into active enforcement this August. Or, as an alternative, companies can be slammed with fines of up to 7% of their global turnover. This massive financial threat is driving a frantic 150% year-over-year growth in AI governance jobs, literally making it one of the absolute fastest-growing career tracks in the world right now. All right, here is our roadmap for today. We're going to hit 1, the AI governance gap, 2, ethics, compliance, and governance, 3, the anatomy of real governance, 4, the AI talent gold rush, and finally 5, landing an AI role. Let's get into it. Section 1. The AI governance gap, otherwise known as the 35 million euro problem. We are looking at a massive vulnerability across the market right now. Seriously, a staggering 98.5% of organizations admit they just lack adequate AI governance staff. That means almost nobody is actually prepared to prove who owns their AI risks. Everyone totally agrees that somebody should own AI decisions, but inside most companies, that responsibility just gets fractured across legal, risk, marketing, and IT. And let me tell you, when a forensic audit lands, investigators do not want to hear that a decision was distributed. They want a name. Moving to Section 2, Ethics, Compliance, and Governance, Decoding the Jargon. So we've got to separate a few concepts that constantly get mixed up. First up, AI ethics versus AI governance. Ethics, that's your why. It defines the principles. It asks, what should AI do and what should it absolutely never do, like ensuring fairness and transparency. But hey, publishing a glowing ethics statement on your website is easy. Governance, on the other hand, is the how. It provides the actual policies, controls, and everyday oversight needed to enforce those ethical principles in reality. Ethics without governance is just corporate aspiration. Then we have to separate compliance from governance. The big difference here is time. Compliance is just a static point-in-time check. You had a policy on a Tuesday, boom, you tick the box for the auditors. But governance, that is your ongoing posture. It's the living, breathing infrastructure, tracking what your AI actually did on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So here's the bottom line. Regulators do not care about your PDF policy document anymore. They're demanding a cryptographically sealed audit trail. They want to know exactly what the AI output was, who reviewed it, what decision was made, and exactly when it happened. If you can't produce that documented, named chain of evidence, you simply aren't governing your AI. Which brings us to Section 3, Anatomy of Real Governance, the 4 pillars. Real AI governance means you've built an infrastructure that tackles 4 specific things on demand, with 0 vague department titles allowed. First up, logging at the point of action. You've got to capture every AI output that influences a decision the exact moment it happens. Second, named human sign-off. Meaningful oversight means a real person's actual name on the log, not just the legal team. Third is documented disposition. Did you act on the AI's output, accept it as a risk, or reject it entirely? And fourth, tamper evidence storage, so you can cryptographically prove the record hasn't been altered by anyone. Because these AI tools have exploded out of the lab and straight into enterprise workflows, we are seeing a totally new wave of operational roles stepping up to manage these exact pillars. I'm talking about job titles in 2026 that barely even existed a few years ago. You've got AI ethics specialists, prompt engineers, AI product managers, AI explainability analysts, the folks who literally interpret the model's logic, and AI security architects. These are the people actively building and enforcing the controls we just talked about. All right, Section 4, the AI talent gold rush. Follow the money. It is absolutely fascinating to see how all these theoretical frameworks actually translate into the real world. Just consider a real 2025 job posting for an AI governance engineer at Tampa General Hospital. They aren't just hunting for a standard coder here. They need someone who can validate vendor claims, evaluate model bias, and co-develop standard operating procedures for the entire AI lifecycle. And they're doing it in a high-stakes clinical setting. It's intense. Now, job titles in this space might still be a bit of a Wild West, but the financial incentives, they are staggering across the board. This is especially true in highly regulated sectors like finance and healthcare, where the cost of getting it wrong is massive. An AI risk analyst can pull in up to $155K. Step up to an AI compliance manager, and you're looking at up to $200K. And at the executive level, a director of AI governance has a median salary of $273K, and a chief AI officer can easily command anywhere from $290K to well over $500,000 in total comp. If you're mapping out a career path here, keep this in mind. The single steepest pay jump on this entire ladder is the 72% average increase when you move from a manager to a director role. That's huge. And it happens because that is the exact moment you transition from just executing a governance checklist to actually owning the whole governance program company-wide and reporting directly to the board. Let's bring it home with Section 5, Landing an AI Role, Your Roadmap. Since this field is so incredibly multidisciplinary, there are a few very distinct entry paths depending on your background. If you're coming from legal or compliance, your regulatory instincts transfer directly, but you've got to add some serious technical literacy. If you're a data scientist or ML engineer, you have the tech down, but you need to learn the ethical frameworks and regulatory boundaries. And if you're a fresh grad, targeting AI policy or governance administration roles is a fantastic, highly accessible entry point right now. And in a landscape evolving this fast, employers are leaning heavily on certifications to verify you actually know your stuff. Earning certs like the IAGP from the International Association of Privacy Professionals and stacking them with privacy certs like the European CIPP/E is incredibly lucrative. In fact, the data shows that holding multiple relevant certifications can actually correlate with up to a 27% pay premium in today's market. That's definitely worth the study time. Now, for the business leaders tuning into this explainer, I need you to remember one vital rule. Build the framework before you build the org chart. Before you rush out and hire a full-time $500,000 chief AI officer, you've got to document your governance process first. You do not want to lock in an expensive, permanent executive seat before you even know what the role actually needs to own. Start with a documented framework and maybe utilize a fractional chief AI officer just to set the strategic direction first. So I'm going to leave you with one final, absolutely critical question. If an AI system makes a 35 million euro mistake today, exactly whose name is on the sign-off log? Think about it. If your organization can't confidently answer that question right now, you don't just have a compliance problem, you have a fundamental governance failure. And as of 2026, regulators are definitely not accepting a shrug for an answer. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I hope it gave you the clarity you need to navigate this wild new era of corporate AI.